Hey, Gay Fam. I'm Juhi. I am a staff writer with Gay Magazine, and today we have power couple DJ E and Asia. They're going to be interviewing with us today, and they are a black lesbian tequila brand owners. And I'm just happy to have them with us today, and we're going to go ahead and interview them, but also they have also joined us here at Gay Magazine as our partners. So that's exciting news as well. Thank you guys for coming on and sponsoring this. Woo woo. And it is our third annual Valentine's Day series. And so we're just going to get to know them a little bit more and ask them some questions about their love life. And also, how are you guys doing today?
Feeling
Great.
good, feeling
Awesome.
good, feeling truly free.
That's great. Okay, so before we get started, because this is about a tequila brand, how about we do a little toast?
Hey.
Hey,
All right, so cheers, y'all.
to
Cheers.
Reyalibre, to
To-
true freedom
Yes,
for all.
Yes.
there we go. Period. Cheers.
Yes.
Okay, so I introduced myself. Do you guys want to take a moment to introduce yourselves as well?
I guess I'll go first. I am DJ E, formerly DJ E. Was a DJ for several years in the Atlanta community. Retired roughly about 8 or 10 years ago to start a restaurant, and that was called the Wing Bar in East Atlanta Village. And then my wife and I recently started our own tequila brand about 5 years ago called Reyalibre Tequila.
Reyalibre.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey. Well, I'm Asia Kareem. I'm co-founder along with E of Reyalibre Tequila. I'm the CEO. She's the COO. We work in tandem to build this beautiful brand. Reyalibre means true freedom, and it gives true freedom for all. So we are free spirited people, and we wanted to create something for our communities that shows that and amplifies that for our community. I was a Spanish teacher for 12 years in Atlanta Public Schools. I'm the first decorated Spanish teacher in the state of Georgia ever.
Let them know. Let them
Period.
know.
So, yeah, and we every summer, like as a teacher, we get the summers off, so we would always go travel and have good times with our friends, and so that's how kind of Ray Libre started.
All right, so not too much because we're gonna get there. So we're gonna get
I'm sorry. I'm just so
no,
excited.
no worries, but thank you. We're so excited to partner with you guys as well. I think it's a wonderful thing. I don't know how often you'll ever hear of a queer black owned tequila brand. I think it's one of one and it's wonderful. And I've been to within the Atlanta circuit, I've been to, a couple of different events, and Rio Libre has been one of the partners there, one of the drink sponsors, and I enjoyed it for sure. So definitely we're gonna get into that as well. So all right, we have your names. Can we get your zodiac signs and then also how long you guys have been together?
Okay. I'm a Cancer.
Leo.
Wow. Okay, for our astrology girlies, pay attention. A Cancer and a Leo, I feel like water and fire. I feel like that's gonna be like a great, interesting.
It
It
is.
makes her good. Well, our birthdays are like 8 days apart.
Yeah.
She's a late July Leo, and I mean Cancer, and I'm a early July Leo. So
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm right on the
that's
cusp.
so
So
interesting.
it's a lot. It can be a lot. Yeah.
she she get fiery too.
We've been together 15 years. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yep.
In lesbian years, that's like
Yeah.
35.
That's like
That
forever. That's like,
actually we can
yeah,
retire.
that's like
We,
we don't
we
have no
can
more to do.
retire at this point.
For sure. Wow, that's so wonderful. I think it's so wonderful to know that you guys have, I think especially like 15 years, you've experienced some things together
Oh,
at this
yeah.
point. You know what I'm saying? Like you've gone through several different things together. And that's wonderful. So thank you for giving us that information. So as an icebreaker, we're gonna do like some rapid fire questions real quick, and
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
okay.
gonna ask you some things, and so you're gonna answer for your partner. So, what do you
Okay.
think their answer would be? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first question, easy. Well, we'll see. Favorite color?
Orange.
Blue.
Ding, 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 ding,
Okay,
ding.
okay, okay, okay. We love that. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So, next question is gonna be like, does your partner have like a morning beverage of choice? What would it be?
Hers is coffee.
Water.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding. I wish I could put like some sound effects in here. That'd be great.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Okay, so another I feel like now we're gonna get a little bit more complicated, right?
Okay.
If your partner had a go-to karaoke song of choice, what would that song be?
Hers would be Montel Jordan. This is how we do it.
Hers would be, what's that? First things first. What's that song? One more
Biggie?
chance.
No.
No, that would not be your first.
No. I'm
That's a
surprised
big.
you didn't say like Mark Anthony or something. But that's okay.
What would it be?
Probably some Mark Anthony. You know I love Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she did.
I
She
wouldn't do
does. She does
Biggie.
one more chance so good.
I
When we
wouldn't
do,
do.
I have video of you doing one more chance
All
when we
right.
did tiny. We
We
did the
did a
tiny
tiny
desk
desk
here at the
at our
house.
house.
What? Okay, we're gonna need some behind the scene clips because
Yeah.
that sounds like a great
I'll send
time.
that in.
Don't say that.
That sounds like a great time. Okay.
Yeah, it was. It was a
So
very good time.
we know that you both are part owners for the Wing Bar ATL. So
Yeah.
shout out to another business that you both have together jointly. What would be your partner's wing choice or wing order of choice? So how are y'all ordering your wings? Because
Hers would
it's vegan
be,
at Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So what
yeah,
would
I
it
know
be?
her. Hers would be all flats, mild lemon pepper.
Hers is all flats, mild honey.
Yeah.
Ding,
Okay.
ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
You can tell we eat that regularly. You can tell.
Okay, I think y'all did really good with the fire round really quickly. We're gonna have to revisit the karaoke part, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. That's
I
fine.
got proof. I got the receipt. It was awesome.
So, perfect. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you guys met? Like, how did you guys meet?
Oh wow, this story. You go ahead.
Mm. She didn't want me.
Oh
Yeah. She, of course, is DJE. She was a DJ, and she was DJing at Club Vita at the time with Ladies at Play, and
Not ladies that play.
not Ladies at Play, Girls in the Night. Yes, and I was a go-go dancer. I was one of the go-go dancers on the bar, like giving vibes.
no.
And I
Okay.
just always saw her coming in, carrying all of her equipment and being like super hyper focused, and then she would rock out, and I would always make the most money when she was DJing. Always like
She made
her,
more than me.
her in tips. It was awesome. It was always when she was DJing, and I was like this person has a vibe. She has something going on. So then I got closer to the DJ booth. And I was like, oh, and she cute. And then so I was like, trying to get her attention, trying to flirt around, and she would not even look up. She would look up, she would speak, she wouldn't do a single thing because when
Wow.
she works, she's like super focused, right?
Mm.
And so finally I was like, I'm a chill. And then there was one night we both weren't working, but we were still up at Vita. And then
So we weren't working. Well, you were working. I wasn't working. I had just come to get my money,
mhm,
and I was outside eating, and she came up to me and sat down next to me, and we started talking, and the conversation was really good. Like I was shocked that because most dancers they'd be like,
they got a
yeah,
stigma.
yeah, they just So I didn't realize like that she was really nice. I asked her, what she did outside of dancing. She said she was in school. She was getting her master's degree, and I was like, "Oh, okay, you got some sense." So
Okay, we love that.
that's
We love
important.
an educated woman
That's,
for sure, for
that's
sure.
important. And from there, like it was like I asked her to give me a call, and I gave her my card, and she did not call me.
I did not. I did not.
Wait, hold on. The way that story was tracking, I would not have.
She
What?
did not.
And did not, because by then, like, now, like, the tables have kind of turned, and now you're like pursuing me. Like, now, are you crazy? I don't know if you're crazy. So I had to take some time to do my research, and back then she still had a MySpace page. So I went to her through her MySpace. I went through her Facebook. I wanted to make sure she wasn't a lunatic. And so one night while I'm researching her, she's online.
I was on Facebook one night while she was looking me up.
While I was I was
Yes.
investigating.
I love how this is going. Please.
She was online, and I don't know who said hi first.
You hit me up. He's like, "Hey, what are
Mhm.
you doing?" or whatever, and we start talking on Facebook through Facebook chat
How long?
for like 7 hours.
Yes.
And during that
It's
time,
even lesbian. It really is.
it's so gay.
It's so gay. It's so gay. It gets even better. So we start talking online for 7 hours, and then like she gets like this one juicy piece of something. I was like, "Ooh, tell me about that." She's like, "I'll tell you over lunch tomorrow."
Nailed it.
Okay, we love that. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So we went
That,
to
that was good. That was good. I'm
we
gonna give
went
you
to
that
lunch.
for sure.
We went to lunch the next day, and literally
Sat
sat
there
there and talked for hours. And
another 7 or 8 hours.
yeah, and the date lasted 3 days. Like
Yep.
she
Yep.
came
Like
home.
Went
lesbian
home with her.
first too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
24 hours or more. Period. I feel like that's the standard.
Yep.
yeah. That's pretty much what happened. So
And the rest is
we've
history.
been together ever since.
Oh, amazing. I love that. I love that there's like a little plot twist in there. You were like, yeah, I saw you, but I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold
Like,
off real quick. I
Mhm.
admire that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the plot twist for sure. I did not see that coming because I was just like, yes, they're gonna get together at this point.
Mhm.
And
mm-mm.
also, one time for MySpace, the nostalgia is
Yes,
amazing.
yes,
It's so
yes.
real there. So I think I love that story. I love that story. It's so great.
It's
Um,
very true.
I feel like it is very true to like. I hate that sometimes women loving women, we do kind of fall into this stereotype, but there are some stereotypes that are true.
Some
Like,
of them are true.
for example, the first date is always 24 hours or more.
Always, if you
Always.
lesbian, yeah, if you do less than 24, you're not real
Yeah,
lesbian.
y'all don't like
You're
each
really not.
Oh,
You're really not.
yeah,
Unless
it's not that
it
gay.
was unsafe or unsanitary or
Yeah,
just
other.
weak.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's a good vibe, it's 24 hours or more.
at least.
At least. At least. At least.
Yeah.
So
We shack up pretty fast here. Moving in, cat and dog.
let me not get started on the U-Haul part of it.
Okay.
Been there. Moving
Hello.
on. So I think that, again, we're here to celebrate Reyalibre, which is phenomenal. And shout out to you guys for curating that brand. But I do think that running a business together, especially as partners and as wives, as spouses, as partners, romantic partners, but then also as business partners, I think that can be really challenging. How do you maintain a healthy balance between your business and your personal life?
Oof.
That is a constant growth and learning lesson. It depends on the day.
Yeah, it's
But for
hard.
the most part, what we've learned is to pick your lane and stay in it for at least for that day. Yeah, it will change. It has to change. There's so many roles have to change, but pick your lane and you get in there. and you stay in there for and we'll communicate through it, but like swerving hard into the other lane is like I already
Mm-mm.
had something going. Just give me
Don't
a
do that.
minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to
Mhm.
know your roles. You really do. And I think that's even in a relationship. You got to
Mhm.
still stay in your lane. Like, don't, if I know this is what she does really well and I don't, why would I even go over there to, try to tell
Yeah.
her how to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, do what you do best and stay in that lane and it works. Sometimes we do cross those paths sometimes because we may have to, but we try not to. We try
Mhm.
not to.
That's real.
She is our numbers person, right?
Mhm.
There's unless she's coming to ask me about the hey, what did we spend this for? What did we spend this for? Or where did this expense go?
Mhm.
There's no reason like, hey, the books are blah blah blah. Like I don't know. And
Mhm.
simultaneously, if I have the vision, then she's not gonna be like, well, why did you do that? It was like because that's the vision.
Yeah, I never like. So the thing is, you like, if once you know people, the other person's strengths and weaknesses,
Right.
then you can make it work. Like, but you have to know each other well enough to do that. She knows. I know she is the visionary, no matter what the business is. So with the wing bar, with our rental properties, with Reyalibre, she's the vision. I'm the laborer. I'm the executioner. I go out and do what is necessary to create the vision, and
Mm.
those are the lanes we stay in.
I think that to me sounds like very much a true partnership on a business level and on a relationship level, because it sounds to me that you both obviously have like an intimate understanding of who you are as individuals and then who you are as business partners. So it's like,
Mhm.
Asia, you like E said, you have the vision and E, you execute it, and that's sometimes those things, like you said earlier, Asia, like those things go, it's in tandem, like they work hand in hand. And I think that's wonderful. I don't know how many people are able to execute successfully. But 15 years, I'm sure that there's some nuances that come
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
there's been don't get it twisted. There's been fights.
Yeah, it's not smooth sailing.
It's
We
not
learned that lesson through hard lessons,
trial and error, boy.
trial and error,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So
beautiful.
sometimes when you swerve too hard in the other lane and you
Mhm.
think you're in the right lane,
Yes.
it's got to be some.
Hey, no, that's not for you. You gotta be able to. Well, I think the biggest thing is you got to be able to put your ego to the side and know, like, hey, this ain't this. You're not good at this. This ain't.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers,
Cheers.
cheers. Yeah, yeah. But
No, but
once,
yeah.
We've had some definite disagreement in business. It's not easy. But like we were saying, once you understand where your strength is and where your partner's strength is, and y'all stick to it. I always go to her about what my vision, and she comes to me about the execution. But as far as like me, nah, I know better than to do that.
yeah, I don't come in like, well, I see it like this, because that's not my thing. I really don't know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
yeah, I when she says, "Oh, I see it this," my brain instantly goes into, okay, how can we make this happen? What do I need to do this X, Y, and Z? So my brain doesn't even function in vision. It just
Hmm.
doesn't.
I was gonna say it sounds very like that whole that like right brain, left brain. So one's the creative, one
Yeah.
is logistics, and like
Yeah.
those two things
And
like go
we
hand
make
in
one whole brain.
One big old head.
hand. Sounds like, but hey, that's if that's the balance that it takes, that's a beautiful thing to have for sure, for sure. And so how has your relationship grown or changed since deciding to become collaborators and business owners together?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I think it has actually helped us have a better relationship,
Yeah.
because when you're in business, you're forced to talk to each other and
Yep.
communicate and be open about everything. Like, you gotta deal with the good, the bad, the ugly in business. So it definitely makes you. It definitely, I feel like, brought us even closer,
Mhm.
because when you go through stuff in business, when you go through the bad times, woo, woo, the bad times
Ooh,
bring you close.
ooh,
They either bring you
Lord.
close or it's over. Right?
That's
Ooh, there
that.
are ups in businesses and there are downs in business.
Yeah.
And if you can stay with your partner in the down,
Y'all
y'all
good.
good. Y'all good. I swear to God. I
Yeah.
swear on everything.
Man,
If
listen.
you
That's
can stay with your
wonderful.
partner in the down, y'all are good.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, it helped me like admire her.
Oh.
Mm.
My baby is a boss, and like I love watching the way she works. The way she works isn't the way I would work, so I love watching the way she works. And there are times where I'm working on one project and she's working on another project, so I don't get to see all the time what she does. But when I do get the chance to see like how she's moving in her work, I'm like, that's my dog.
That's mine. I'm gonna stick beside
That's
her.
my dog. That's my dog.
No,
I
she
love
just don't. She
it.
just gonna work me some more.
I'm like, oh, okay, so she can do that over here then. Okay.
I love it. I love it. I think I can tell for like so what I received from that is again it comes back to just there are some nuances and I think it sounds like you guys respect those nuances. And I think I know a lot of people can relate to just regular relationship issues and navigating that and then combining that with like the aspect of you guys your coworkers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like there's no not that there is no separation, but there is the two are very 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 close together. And
Hmm.
so I think it sounds like to me you guys have established a really really great way to honor those nuances that you both have, especially as it relates to your intimate lives and then your relationship. Asia, you just said that like from the perspective of watching E work, you're like, yeah, that's mine. You know what I'm saying? And that's wonderful. I think so. It's like you watch her in a business aspect, but what you receive from it is a level of intimacy that contributes to your relationship, which I mean,
Yeah,
hello.
it makes me extremely proud of her. It makes me want to come home and do something for her because I know like she's been outside working because I saw her.
Oh, that's so
Mhm.
nice. That's so nice.
'Cause if she's not working, I'm not doing
She not gonna
nothing.
do nothing.
Not doing nothing.
We want the real. That's exactly what we want. We
Hey.
want the honest like parts of that. So how did we're talking about like intimacy and the brand. How did your romantic relationship play into, wanting to start a brand together? How did that come about?
Which either
Yeah,
one?
which brand?
Yeah,
I
either one, or I mean, we have Reyalibre right now. Like, if that's what you want to talk about. Cheers,
I would
cheers.
say I would say it goes actually back to when we first met, because when we went on our date, the what we talked about was her managing me and my brand. So it started from then, and she kind of took over managing me once we got together. And it's always been like from there on, it was always okay. Any brand we had from there, it was after DJE, then it was the Wing Bar, and then it was our property brand, and then it was Reyalibre. So we've always been able to figure out how to create and scale a brand. And I think that's something we've been fortunate to be able to do between the two of us. And like I said, if she comes to me with a vision, like, hey, I see it like this,
Mhm.
then the first thing I'm doing is, okay, let me figure this out. And then we have a plan, and then we start executing the plan, and that's how it's been.
And
With
that's how it translate at home as well. Like when it's not even about a business, it's like, okay, I have a vision. Like we did renovations in the kitchen. I have a vision for the kitchen,
mhm.
and I'll draw it out. And then she's like, okay,
Let me go get
let
so
me
and
go get
so.
this. Or like say if it's I want to start juicing for our household. I want this juice. And she's like, all right, let me go and find the best juicer to juice this and this. It's like it's just how our brains work together.
Mhm.
Um, and we backfire and
Constantly,
brainstorm all the
constantly.
time. We're like, ooh, I just had an idea to do this. And the beautiful thing about us is like that I value so much is we're never like, man, that's a dumb idea. Like
No,
nobody, we don't ever like put down each other's ideas. Like we like, okay, well, how can we make it work?
Yeah. Yeah.
How can that work?
how
Like,
can we do that? How can we
how
figure that
can we
out?
do it?
Yeah, that's
Like
important.
that's a big idea. That's a
Yes.
big idea.
Where there's a will, there's a
How
way.
can we make it work?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
And that
always a thought of like, well, what if it works?
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I love that because you know what I think, especially with like the state of the world that we're in right now. I think eh, the the default is it's not going to work out. This isn't going to happen. There's no way through this. But I love that, especially as a couple and as business partners, what you're saying is, what if it works? Like, what if we do this and it blows off? What if it pops
It
off? You
actually work.
know what I'm saying? What if what if it is everything that we dream it to be and then some? That's
Mhm.
a wonderful mindset to have.
We one of our household mottos is all we got to do is figure it out.
All we gotta do is figure it out.
All we got to do is figure it out.
That's wonderful. That I need to. You guys
Whatever
can
it
see my
is, all we
office,
got
but
to do is
I have some quotes over there. Like I have a post-it note wall with quotes. I'm gonna just put that up there. Okay.
put it up there. And
All we have to do is figure it out.
even
Yeah.
start in Reyalibre. Like, can me and you start a tequila brand? We don't know what to do.
Well, just figure it
All we
out.
gotta all we gotta do
That's
is figure it out.
that's what we're gonna get into next because I I love that. Asia, are we on the we're on the same page here, obviously. Because no, but I'm sorry guys, I am blind and I have to put my
Me
glasses
too,
on
Fred. Me
We're
too.
together.
to see what's going on. But so what inspired you guys to navigate towards a tequila brand specifically, right? Why tequila? And then also, how did you guys decide that okay, we're gonna make the jump or the leap into alcohol or into spirits? What was that thought process like?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we like tequila. That is the first thing. We
That's
like
real.
tequila, right? We I mean, and we like spirits. At one point I was a vodka girl. He was a bourbon girl, and then we got tequila, and we got into the different nuances of tequilas, and
Mm,
we start to find our lane. Like E likes hers neat. She and that's completely no ice, no nothing. Just pour it out the bottle into the cup. That's it,
mhm,
and that bottle usually runs about $100. I like mine on ice or mixed in a margarita, some kind of cocktail,
right.
and those bottles are like from like $30 to $50. So
Mhm,
it was just a world of trying different tequilas, and we ended up having to spend her $100 for her neat bottle, my $50 for my ice bottle, and my $30 for my mixed bottle all
yep.
in one night. And we're
Mm,
like, we
Yes, too much.
that price tag was running up.
It
If
was
every time we want to have a good time, we got to get
about
three
two
different
hundred
bottles,
bucks every
right?
time.
yeah, that sounds about right.
We're
Yeah,
like, there has to be one tequila that does it all. And after market research, we found none.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, because some like if you, if you go to some of the ones that she could put in a cocktail or she could have chilled, just having those neat, they still had a little burn or they be a
mm,
little harsh. So it just we were like, dang, there needs to be a way to have a tequila that you can just drink it neat and it doesn't have the burn. or I could put in that cocktail and you still have the flavor of the tequila and it still tastes good. So that's kind of the problem we were solving. And then fortunately, we didn't know it was a problem until we went to Australia in 2019 with a bunch of friends of ours, and we spent a couple weeks there. And while we were in Australia, as she said, we were tequila drinkers. We realized, hey, there really wasn't a good selection of tequilas. They pretty much had like one particular brand that they pushed. So we were having a good time one night, and we happened to be in the bed talking. And we were like, man, we should just make our own tequila.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
we looked, and we are like, oh,
We
we
should
should
make
make
our
our
own
own
tequila.
tequila. And
Yes.
literally, like we left Australia, the pandemic started. Um, Pandemic started, so we were forced to kind of sit down, and we started doing research. Started making travels back and forth to Mexico to just curate the flavor
Wait,
that we wanted, the everything.
hold on. You guys traveled to Mexico back and forth to develop this?
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
What?
not white
yeah.
label.
Then we
We
created
this
this.
this is us in a bottle. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me more about what that process was like traveling back and forth to Mexico. Okay, so this is not one of the questions I had, but tell me more about like what that process was like creating that, like creating actual tequila.
Yeah. So when we had the chance to sit down in 2019, we also had a chance to do one of my favorite parts of being in this spirit industry is market research, which in spirit industry terms means trying
Drink.
a bunch of tequila, drinking a bunch of tequilas. So we spent the year doing market research, and E found her favorite neat tequila.
Hmm.
And we found a bunch of things that we didn't like. We're like, okay, we make sure we don't have this in ours. We make sure we don't have this in ours. But we found her favorite neat tequila. We're like, what are the things that we like about this? We
What
like
are
the
the notes?
floral. We like the herbal. We like the pepper on this. We like the smoothness on this. So we
Hmm.
took that and we're like, this is what our Blanco standard needs to be. Then we went to, okay, what was my favorite I chilled tequila. Why do I like it? What are the notes in it that I'm picking up? What is it? Write that down. That's going to be my reposado standard, right? And
Wow.
so we took those notes to a distillery in Mexico and met with the master distiller and said, we want tequila that does this on Blanco. We want this on reposado. And we worked, they like, okay, they put
Just
it
started
together.
making.
They started making it. We did a bunch of different samples and like, oop, this isn't it, it burns. Oop, this isn't it, it's too this. This is this not and okay, well, this is good,
But
but let's take it up. This is good, but let's take some of the burn off. This is good, but it's a little too sweet. And so once we finally got the formulation, like this is it. And that was Reyalibre Blanco and Reposado.
So wonderful. So we're gonna switch gears. I definitely had like a flow that I was gonna do with these questions, but now that we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up a little bit. So I think one of the questions that I wanted to ask is, and you guys are giving it to me right now, is how does your brand, which is Rio Libre, how does that reflect your identities as individuals and also your values as individuals?
it's a great question. Well, and the name itself speaks to us. Um, the name is a play that we kind of did on a few words. So, real in Spanish, which is Real, is
Hmm.
true. Libre in Spanish is free. We did a play on Rey, which is king in Spanish. So when you put them together, it's the king of true freedom. So for us, this was our way of just telling our story. We are free spirits. We are people who like to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, with who we want to do it. And that's just how we live. We live that way. As entrepreneurs, I think that's what every entrepreneur shoots for, is that freedom. We also wanted to be inclusive and authentic, and being in this community, in the LGBTQ community, we wanted to make sure that it was represented in the brand. We put our flag, the progressive flag, on the back of every bottle, just to let people know this is us.
This is for us.
This is us in a bottle.
This is us in a bottle.
Oh,
Free spirits. We are smooth enough to be enjoyed by everyone, but distinct enough to be have our own character.
Yes.
wow.
Nice.
I love that. I really do because again, I think of like and this is gonna lead into like my next question. I think of like very popular tequila brands and it is a very specific demographic.
Hmm.
Very, very specific. And I think, you both are absolutely breaking the mold with that. And I'm not gonna speak to what that specific demographic is, but so I'm I'm gonna ask. I'm. I think you guys already said it, but just so we're explicitly stating it out loud, is there a message that you hope to convey through your brand, through your tequila? And if so, what is it? Does it speak specifically to us as Black queer individuals? Um, what does that sound like? If you had to, if it was like if you got a what's the thing? I don't even know. Sorry.
Mission, vision, all that.
I'm oh my goodness. Guys, I'm sorry. Sometimes all right, full transparency, I'm Jamaican, so sometimes
We got you. We
We
got
got
you.
it doesn't translate over to American dialect or whatever. If you had a speaker, a microphone, to shout out to everyone, kind of who your brand is for, what it's supposed to represent, what it's supposed to include. Give us that in 3 words each.
Three
three
words.
words each.
Mm-hmm.
Elevated, freedom, uh, community.
What's your 3 words?
Hmm.
Mine would be authentic, liberated, um, and inclusive.
Yes, those are wonderful. I think those are great words, and I think especially being, Black queer women, those are words that can speak to all of us in
Hmm.
different ways, right?
Yeah.
And I that I don't know, that just touched my heart personally. I don't know about y'all.
One of our slogans is "True Freedom for All,"
Yeah,
and what it is that we were doing in creating this. Reyalibre is more than a spirit. It's more than a tequila. It's a
mhm,
movement for freedom, for liberation, for underserved, underrepresented communities. Right?
fair,
We got the BIPOC flag on here for Black, Indigenous, people of color, LGBTQ people. Historically oppressed communities have always had to take the
Whatever they give us.
whatever they give us. You
and
know what
we
I mean?
we've made something else of it. We will continue
We
to
will,
make.
and we will continue to make something else of it, and then we will elevate it and make it even better. And that's Ray Libre. That's true freedom. Taking what it is that whoever your oppressor was, and showing that's over now.
We
We are outside,
Mhm.
can do it
and
better.
we can do it better when we get out there and do it with true freedom.
I love that. So I'm gonna ask one more question related to the brand, and then we're gonna get into the couple side of things because this is a Wednesday, interview. So it's a two-part question. What are some of the challenges that you faced as a Black lesbian couple in this space, trying to produce a brand like this? And then additionally, what advice would you give to, again, specifically queer persons of color trying to either produce their brand or just trying to persevere, trying to be resilient in this process? What would you say?
Hmm.
Do you have anything?
I don't think I feel like the challenges really are just challenges. Period. I don't think it would matter. I don't think it's mattered that we were a couple. I
Mm-hmm.
think the challenge is just getting into this industry. Period,
Learning.
and learning because this industry is very it's not secretive, but there's not a plethora of information of how to do it. Like, I could easily go to school and be an accountant or be a lawyer or be a doctor. You know what I mean? I could do all of that. There's no school for spirits. So, yeah,
Sure.
so I think that was the challenge to me. Like, it didn't matter that we were a couple because once we got in, we realized like, oh, it's a lot of us in here, and none of us cared what. We were just like, oh my gosh, good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
It was exciting to see other people of color, and it didn't matter about our sexuality.
I'd say like taking the question and like kind of flipping it over, like what have it's been an advantage honestly for us to lean into our diversity in this industry that has been so dominated by a specific demographic that when we walk into a space and we're like, we don't ever have to say, hi, we're Black women
We're
and
gay.
queer. We don't ever have to say that. But when we walk in and say we are the brand owners of this tequila company that is award winning, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's a premium sipping tequila, they already know all of the diversity and equity and inclusion boxes to check.
Yeah,
You know
and
what
they're
I mean?
already excited.
And
Like,
they're
oh my
already
gosh,
excited
okay.
about it. Like, oh, I was looking for a different brand. I was looking for a local brand. I was looking for a diverse brand. So I think that getting in the door is hard.
But once we
Getting
got
on the
in,
shelf is not.
yeah, once we got
Okay.
in, it was like, hey,
Mhm.
come on, yeah, we want
Yeah,
to.
we wanted. We've been waiting for you.
Where you been?
It sounds pretty welcoming then.
Yeah.
It has been. I think we've been fortunate in that, and the product speaks for itself, so that helps. You
Yeah.
know, product is good.
Spirits people are fun.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Tequila girls are more fun. But spirits people, they like to have a good time. They like to talk about, journeys and stories
mhm.
and connect with people. So
Yeah, so I mean, so like if I all right, so I'm from Jamaica. One thing I love is rum. If I say to you guys, I want to try and produce as a queer black immigrant, and I want to try and do my own tequila or do my own brand of rum, what is some advice that you would give to me?
do it.
Yeah, hurry up. What are you
Do
waiting
it.
on?
Do it. All you gotta do is figure it out. What flavor what are the notes that you want in it? What do you want it to taste like? What are and you don't know? Okay, well, what are the ones that you already like? What do
Mhm.
they taste like? Why do you like them? Figure that out.
Yeah,
Go to a distillery in Jamaica that makes rum. Say, hey,
Mhm.
and take a tour.
take a tour.
Taste some of their different rum because that's the
Mhm.
easiest way to get in is to go to the distillery and see what they have.
So I mean, like in terms of, do you think this was like a labor of love? Do you think what did that process look like in terms of like resilience, in terms of persistence, in terms of was it a case where you guys had to be persistent or resilient in any of that? Like tell us about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we understand we've been working on this for 5 years.
Wow.
So we launched 6 months ago, but it's been a 5 year
Journey.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had lots of like things that didn't go the way we expected because we didn't know anything. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Like for example, the samples come in. We chose. Remember, we went to Mexico. We chose what we wanted to taste like, right? Then we ordered samples to come in so that we could pitch them to investors. All the samples that came in were wrong, and
Oh no.
so they sent us more samples. They are wrong,
But all that
and
takes time.
and all that takes time, right? All
Right.
shipping from Mexico is not Amazon. It's
Yeah.
not it's
It's
not
not coming
Prime.
tomorrow.
It's not Prime.
It's not coming in a month. It's not
Yeah,
coming in 2 months.
yeah, it takes time, it takes taxes, it takes,
Money.
custom, so it takes time. So finally I'm like, hey, y'all have sent the wrong samples multiple times. What's going on?
And then we go back to
Come to
Mexico.
find out, the the distiller that made our first batch of samples was no longer there, and
Oh
this new
wow.
distiller had not tried our product yet.
So he didn't know the
So he
recipe.
didn't know the recipe.
Wow.
Fortunately, I saved some of the sample from the first time, and I said, "Don't even worry about it. I'm on the way."
Booked the flight right
Booked the
then.
flight, went to Mexico. I was like, "Hey, don't
Here
you
it
worry
is.
about this. This is what it's got to taste like." And
That's
we
one.
can sit here all day until it tastes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like dedication, guys. I'm like, it sound if perseverance is a word, that
But
is
you
it.
have to, as an entrepreneur, you have to understand that when
That's
you're building a brand, when you're building a business, it's always going to be points in the journey where you're going to have to persevere and you're going to have to get through those different trials. Everything is not always going to go right, and you got to be prepared for that. If you believe in the vision, if you believe in that, in what you've created, then you're not going to stop. You're not going to say, "Okay, I'm done. I'm not going." No, you're going to keep going. You're
Yeah.
going to keep pushing through until it gets right.
yeah.
And I think for us, we had to learn that. We learned that through the restaurant, being a restaurant. That's one of the hardest industries,
It
period.
is. Yeah.
And we've been fortunate to be in business for 10 years, but we had to go through a lot,
Hmm. Hmm.
and also with the tequila, we were starting a brand in the middle of a pandemic,
Oh.
so there's that too. So,
Whew. That's first of all, the restaurant in and of itself, most restaurants don't make it past, I think, statistically, like 2 years.
a year
Um,
sometimes.
exactly. To have been a staple, especially in Atlanta for 10 years, that's an accomplishment, a huge accomplishment in and of itself. But I
Thank you.
think also, you're welcome, of course. And I think also too, like, it's wonderful that you both conceptualized something and stuck through it. I think the pandemic was hard for everyone. And then to navigate that and have this wonderful brand. And again, I have had,
Reyalibre.
I have, okay. And I enjoyed it. So that's wonderful. But, you know, we're going to switch gears again because it's Valentine's Day, talking about labors of love.
Hey.
Yes. So, what was the proposal story like? We want to know.
Whoa, you just jumped.
Tell us, what was the proposal story like? Like, let's
Wow.
just get into it.
Wow. So, wow, that was years ago.
It was year 5.
Yeah, it was year 5.
We
So,
were going on our 5-year anniversary dinner, and we're really a chill couple. Like, you're not gonna come here and see like all those balloons.
yeah,
We're real chill. Like we
we
15
don't go,
years.
yeah, we don't go over the top with a lot of stuff.
We go over the top on trips. And
Yeah.
so on the 5th-year anniversary, she was like, "Baby, hurry up. We're going to be late for dinner." I'm like, "We're always late for dinner. What you mean?
That's
Like,
exactly what she said.
we can get there when we want to. Like, what you mean? We're going to be late for dinner. We're going to be late for dinner." I'm like, "Okay." And so
She
we
was mad because I had invited all of our close friends.
it's like, why would you? They're like, they're waiting for us. It's like, why would you invite other people to our anniversary dinner?
It's for
Like,
me and you. Why are they here?
So I had the waiters put on, like, had the menu and everything planned out, and then when it was time for dessert, I had them bring out a dessert menu that had at the bottom of the menu, "Will you marry me?"
no,
And
E has a question.
yeah, he has a question, but it was written, "Will you marry me?" And so she goes to do her dessert menu, and she's not paying attention. She's not reading. We basically had to tell her, like, "Hey, read the bottom."
Like,
Yeah.
will you marry me? And then she's over there all stooped down on her knee.
Oh my goodness. What was that feeling like?
Like, how many people were there?
There's
Like
about 10
10
people.
people? I was like, "Are you for real?" She was like, "Yeah, yes." Like, I'm down here on my knees. Yes, I'm for
Like,
real.
come on, hurry up.
That's so
Yes.
sweet. Did you so Asia, like what was that moment like when you're like, let me look at the menu. What like let me read the bottom of the menu and then
She had
you're
no
like,
clue.
did it click to you? What was that feeling like?
It,
She didn't know.
it,
She had no clue.
I was kind of like, I was surprised. I was surprised. I was like, because remember, I was still in my mindset of like, okay, why are all these people here for our anniversary dinner? And they she okay, back up a step. Before the dessert menu came out, we had already exchanged gifts.
Oh,
So
Oh,
she gave me a gift that was in a ring box, but it was my promise ring recleaned or something.
yeah.
She gave me back my promise ring and like, did you
I
give me?
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I thought the coast was clear. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah. You
But
thought
I
it
needed
was
so
over.
I needed her promise ring to get her ring size so I could get the right.
Oh, okay. We see. We see.
I was like, okay, we're in the clear now. Gifts has been exchanged, so like nothing weird's gonna happen. Now all I have to do is find creme brulee on this menu
And
because that's
she
what I wanted. And so I didn't see, it, and they're like Asia, and I was like, what? And then so I was like, it was surprise and shock, like, and that's why I asked, like, are you serious? Like,
no,
like,
I'm about to leave.
are you for real?
So I should say.
So, I
That's
mean,
too much. That's
Yeah.
so but like too
I
much in the
was
best
shocked, and
way.
like it felt good that like she went that extent for me and that my family was extremely excited to be there for us and that she knew that it was important for them to be there.
Be there, be
You know,
present.
as I've been saying.
So that's like I don't know about you guys, but in a lot of like my algorithm and all that stuff, I think we kind of as lesbians sometimes we kind of get like a bad name because we're just so whimsical and we're so like it's a fairy tale and we want this and we want that, but we do it. We make those things happen every day for our partners if we really want to. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. But like, Asia, you said it was really important that your family was there. Um did you guys have coming out stories or what was that like? As individuals, not necessarily as partners, but as individuals.
Yeah, we're different. Our
Our stories are
our stories
different.
are very different.
As super, feminine presenting, it nobody questions what feminine women do or go through. So literally, my first girlfriend, I just brought her home for Thanksgiving and said, "Hey, this is Giovanni. I'm with her. Pass the turkey." and,
Let's keep pushing. Let's keep
and
it pushing.
let's keep this going. I fortunately had a brother. He passed away, but my brother came before me. He was in the community too, and he had already fought all those battles. He had already fought all those battles. He had already broken all those barriers, and he had already opened the minds of my family. So I knew it wasn't going to be a problem that we wouldn't just have to talk through. Like I didn't have to feel fear or shame. Um, in my story.
Mhm.
I could always just be who I am, truly free.
Yeah.
Libre. And
Oh,
E, what about you? What was your story like?
so we are 13 years apart.
Mhm.
So I'm from the old school when it wasn't cool.
Yeah,
And for me, I've always pretty much been this person. I've
yeah.
never really been any different. So when I had my first situation, I told my first person I told was my sister, and she was just like, "So." She really
Mhm.
didn't care. And then I told my mom, and my mom was like, "Yeah, we've been waiting for you. Like we already knew." So my family has. I'm very fortunate as well that my family has always been very open. There was a time where it was like they didn't understand,
Yeah.
but they love me. So and I think for them it was more important to them of the choices I was making of who I was
With.
spending time with. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
more what they worried about.
My mom did disagree with me. She's like, "No, you're not gay." I was like, "Okay,
Okay.
okay."
Yeah.
And I mean, and honestly, I really identify as like in that plus category as free.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm married to E. If it's not E, then I mean, you can put anything in the bag. I can figure out what to do with it. You know what I'm
I love that. I love that. That's I can figure. Yep. Yeah.
I love
If
it.
you had to describe sexuality, that's what that is right there. I'm gonna
That's
figure
a
out what to do.
plus.
That's what it is. I'm gonna figure out what
Carry
to
a
do.
bag around.
saying? I'm like,
Just let me
I
put my hand in and
can do something with that.
Oh,
I love
so
that. But I mean, definitely that's wonderful. I think having a supportive community is huge because, I think we hear too often about stories within the LGBTQ plus community where, it's sad. It's not the nicest thing. It's not the easiest thing to digest and to hear, but to have, two stories that are just like, yes, it happened the way it happened, and it wasn't this big grandiose thing. It just happened. It just occurred, and here we are. I think we need more stories like that. So
Yeah.
thank you to the both of you for that.
I
Definitely.
think it should get. Hopefully, it gets to the point where we don't need these stories. Like
Right. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
straight people don't have to do that.
A straight
So,
person does not have to go home and like, hey guys,
by the
I'm straight.
way,
Yeah, and
I'm
even
straight.
the token of it is kind of like, oh wow, wow, I have this straight friend. Don't make them feel weird about it, right?
Right?
we should start doing that.
We start doing that.
Don't
Shh, don't say anything.
don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Love that. I wish my coming out story was a little bit different, but let's move on to the next question. Okay, so I think all right. Do you with Valentine's Day coming up, do you guys have um any special traditions or any plans coming up for this year? Is it something that you guys recognize with each other every year? What does that look like after 15 years?
We just talked about this. Like, I was like, I haven't gotten a Valentine's Day gift ever.
That's not true.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, we just talked about this. No, we don't have anything major planned. I mean, I try to make sure I get her something that just to show because we give each other stuff all the time, so it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
He doesn't like balloons. There's no reason to bring a balloon here. I don't like the fact that flowers, like, I like how pretty they are, but I can't stand when they die and then you feel bad about throwing them away.
Yeah,
Okay, I feel bad about throwing away because it was a gift, and it's like,
she doesn't wear jewelry that much, so
y- y-
yeah, it's just like so. I just we try to think of creative things like to be fun.
yeah, we'll go out, together. We'll cook a meal together. Like, one of the most romantic Valentine's gifts she gave me, I was so happy.
She loved it.
I
I don't know
loved
why.
it. So
What was it? Come on. We want to hear.
it was this beautiful heart shaped box, and on one side was a steak, and the other side was a steak.
It was a heart shaped
It
steak.
was a heart shaped steak.
She
Like,
loved it.
it was a
Yes.
New York strips, like, so beautiful in red. So that
As someone who loves steak, yes. Yeah.
oh,
She loves
it
steak.
was, oh my gosh. And so
What?
we could cook and have dinner, have, Reyalibre, and watch TV, watch movies, and kick it and just like each other.
Yeah, we're real simple.
We don't want to go out and fight the crowd about a table to eat. I don't like all them balloons.
Yeah.
Let's lay up.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, would you say that after 15 years of being together, right? Of course, intimacy is one thing, but do you think a friendship is important in a
Mm,
relationship?
most definitely. Yeah. You like. we can
I
we
can't do it without being your
yeah, we
friend.
have to be friends because
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
yeah, this we're best friends. Like we, you know what I mean. This is my confidant. My, you know what I mean. I every day with the same person. You have to be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's gonna be days when we don't like each other for sure.
Mhm.
We have
Mm.
those, and but we also know, okay, let me go. I'm gonna go in my office.
I'm gonna go.
She gonna go wherever she gonna go. And yeah, we need to get away from each
Let's
other,
get in our separate corner
and
because,
it's
like,
okay.
Yeah.
because it's like there's some things like E is my partner will just like infuriate me on, but then it's like I don't want to say anything to my best friend or she don't want to talk to me no more because I got T and like I want to be able to talk to my friend. So
That's real.
I'm gonna let E, my partner, chill, and we gonna step back so then I can go back and talk to my friend.
Oh,
Friendship,
yes. That's
friendship is
cool.
imperative.
That is beautiful. So, I mean, so another thing that I wanted to ask, you mentioned you guys are 13 years apart, right? Do
Mhm.
you think that that has been um an obstacle in your relationship, or do you think that has been beneficial, or has it been both? What are some of the obstacles, or what are some of the ways that you have had to navigate that together that has been beneficial to not only your intimate relationship but your business partnership?
Mm. Ooh, okay, hold on.
I know that's a lot. That's also not on script, so we're gonna.
I can start 'cause when I first when we first got together, I was like 23
Mhm.
and I hadn't worked for myself before. So I really kind of got to learn next to someone who had already been in business for herself for years. So I
Yeah,
got to see how to move and how to deal with how to work with clients and customers. I got to, like I still do, admire her and learn from her, and then know my place, like where I can go in and help,
yeah,
because she might be missing something, that she doesn't see from being doing things in a certain way for so long.
right.
I think I honestly feel like it's been beneficial because if you met us, excuse me, you wouldn't know that I'm so much older than her.
I would not have known until you said
Yeah,
that.
and most people don't. Most people, because number one, I don't look as
You're
old as
supposed to
I
be all
am.
in person, so.
And I look old.
No, no, no. I'm just saying I don't look as old as I am. So a lot of people assume that we're around the same age, and she's just a lot more mature for her age than I was at her
Mhm.
age. So I actually learned more from her than I think she could have ever learned from me,
Oh, wow.
for a couple of reasons. So, um, in a couple of different ways, because number one, I'm more masculine, so a lot of feminine stuff I don't understand. My brain doesn't comprehend. So some things she teaches me, like, well, baby, this is why, because most women go through this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know because I don't experience it the same. And
Yeah,
then just in our life, our day-to-day life, um our age never really comes up.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It doesn't. We are experiencing life as each moment. We're
Mm,
enjoying each moment. So there's not a time. There has been situations where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go through stuff because I'm older. Yes, I'm gonna go through menopause before her. I may experience things like that before her, but it doesn't change the fact that we are living today,
yeah,
and we deal with today as
Mhm.
just two human beings. I never I hope I never make her feel like because I'm older that I know more, because I don't. I mean,
mhm,
she's 10 times smarter than me. So I don't. Some things, yeah, I may know more because I experienced it, but you know, so I don't think it's ever been. Am I wrong? I don't think it's ever been a problem for us.
Not our age difference. No.
No.
I think that's right. I think that's so beautiful, and I
Not our age difference.
admire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have watched any of our other interviews, but especially Valentine's Day ones, I get to tearing up. But anyways,
I
'cause love is lovely. Love is lovely.
love love. I
Yeah,
really
I love
do.
love as well, and I think something that stood out to me there, E, that you said is that you're still learning from her. You're
yeah,
both still learning from each other, and I think especially with love, you can never stop learning from your partner
yeah.
because the climate changes, the environment changes. Hell, today I might like Lucky Charms. Tomorrow I might like cinnamon oak. What
But
is
That
seriously,
part.
that part, like
that? You know what I'm saying? So taking the time to consistently learn from each other, I think that's wonderful. Do you guys think that plays a role in how well you're able to maneuver a business together or businesses together, I should say?
Sure.
yeah, I think that part is why we're able to what looks like perseverance and resilience and fight is just our natural way of progressing with growth and change.
And pivoting.
So and pivot. So we know each day something's gonna be different.
Yes.
Every day we wake up,
Like,
something's gonna be
what is
different.
today gonna bring?
What you got? You good?
You good?
You good?
All right.
Who are you today?
We good?
We good? Okay, check that off the list. Okay, do we have anything to eat? Okay,
Okay.
check.
Yeah.
Okay, do the cars have get like
Yeah,
okay, check, like
let's
but
go
we
ahead
know
and do it.
every day something's gonna be different. And so
Hmm.
I get to learn her every day. She's not the same person as when we first met. I'm not the same person
For
as when
Yeah.
I
sure. For
and
sure.
when we met. So it's like we get to learn our business isn't the same as when we first met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we get to learn it over all of these things over and over and over
And
again.
you have to be willing to grow with the
Yeah.
person you're with. And
Yeah.
you have to be willing to let them grow, however that
Mhm.
is, because I don't
Experience them, bro.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
excuse me, experiencing. Excuse me, because she may decide, hey, today I want to go be a clown. I want to go dress up as a clown and do clown stuff. Okay. And
I'm
all I
down,
have to do is
baby.
support you. And I love you as a
I
clown.
got a red nose for you if that's what you want.
You will go order me the red
I'm going to
nose.
get the outfit. And what size shoe you need? Because
The big ones. The big ones. That's the
you
clowns.
know that's how it works.
She will
Like,
take me to my first clown gig. She
and
will take
cheer
me
loud
and laugh at all of my corny jokes.
listen, because that's her path. I don't. What difference does it make to me? That's her path. As
Yeah.
long as she's not hurting anybody or hurting herself, go do you. And
Mhm.
and eventually, I mean, we're gonna still do us together, but we have to be individuals.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. So how has all right, so from 5 years ago in the pandemic to now, how has Reyalibre evolved? And compared to what your vision for it was then, what is it now moving forward to looking to the future? What does that look like?
Well, yeah, you
Well,
speak on that.
one of the changes from 5 years ago is it's here,
Yes.
right?
That's real for sure. It's
It's real.
physical. We can drink it.
Es
It's here.
real. See, es real. Finalmente, es real. It's real. Because before, during the pandemic, I was taking bottles, filling it up with water, and like taking pictures with it on the beach as if it were. We manifested this to actually coming to be, right? So that's one of the changes. Another change is it's on the market.
Yeah,
It's
Mhm.
on the market.
and
It's
it's
on
selling
shelves and it's
fast.
selling, right? So, a lot of times people be like, oh, I mean, what if people don't buy it? If you build it, they will come. But we got to learn that from the wing bar. We learned,
Mhm.
so if we build it, all we have to do is figure it out, get it here and get it. We don't know how, at first, we didn't know how to get it on the shelves. We go in there and we say,
Here it
you want
is.
Here it is, and they're
taste it,
like,
taste it. Yeah.
and
But they
then
buy it.
eventually they were like, "Oh, this is good, okay." And then now we learn the process of how it has to actually work. But yeah, we just manifested it. Like, hey, this is
And so we are going to be Atlanta's Tequila, award-winning premium sipping tequila. We are going to meet everywhere. You can meet us at the crosswalk with our rainbow family. You can meet us down with the women with our women family. You can meet us in blacks with the black family. We can go over to Buckhead. We're going all over. We're going to the stadium. We're going to the airport.
With that
Yeah.
part.
We're going
That's
to
actually
State
happening.
Farm.
That's actually
And
happening.
that all that's in the
Stadium's
works. So
happening.
we are going to the Atlantis tequila because it represents our community here in Atlanta. This is my home. I'm a Grady baby, and so is she. Well, no, she's a Mexican baby.
She's Mexican.
She's Mexican. She's a Mexican baby.
She's a Mexican
I
living in
mean,
Atlanta.
well, I'm sorry. You said you mentioned that it's gonna be at where? Is that tea for us, or can we talk about that? Like, what's
Yeah,
up?
we can't. We can tease. We can tease. We can't talk
Okay,
about it.
give it to
But
us.
We had meetings at the Benz Stadium,
yes, we are. We are in the works of being in Mercedes Benz Stadium.
and we're going to claim it.
I feel like that is such a win. I know, especially now to be a black lesbian owned tequila at the Mercedes Benz Stadium.
Oh, say it. I like it. Sounds
If
good.
you think about it, think about Atlanta. Think about the demographic of
Exactly.
Atlanta.
Exactly.
We,
I
our
don't know if y'all
tequila
are.
is the demographic of Atlanta.
It really is. And then I was about to say, I don't know if y'all are clocked into like, especially the WNBA right now. I'm so proud of the WNBA and where it's going. And we just got Brittany Griner signed to the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
Okay. We see where it's going. We love it. We love it. I love that. That's so wonderful. You are right. That is a demographic. And I think one of the things that is significant to my coming out story or to my um journey to myself, to my truth is what I would say is the first series I used to like watch on YouTube. You know, there was like hella lesbian series on like YouTube and all that stuff. A lot of them that I happen to like, I'm searching up like on my laptop in the middle of the night. It was saying Atlanta. I was just like, okay, my aunt already lives here. Clearly, this is where I need to be. So, I mean, like you said, it is the demographic, it is the spirit of Atlanta. We are known as one of the most I'm not gonna say decorated, but like a hope for especially queer life in different regards. So that's a beautiful thing. And honestly, to the both of you and to this brand, I wish all the success, all the abundance everywhere, plastered everywhere. I will continue to drink it every single time I go out and
Thank
Reyalibre
you.
is there. I'm drinking it.
Thank
I
you.
got it. I love that so much. But we're pushing back to romantic stuff now, right? What's the most meaningful romantic gesture? I mean, you did speak about the heart-shaped steak. What is the most meaningful romantic gesture that, you can identify outside of that maybe that you've done for each other?
Wow.
All right, well, you guys have been together for 15 years. So let's say within the past year, narrows it down a bit.
Most romantic.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I'd say.
What are you gonna say? Oh my gosh!
I love the honesty. I love the vulnerability. I love the transparency.
It's gonna be very honest and very real. Remember, we said when business is up, it's up. And when it's down, it's down.
Okay.
So, shoot, the lights were off because business is down. The lights are off because the tree came down. So
At the house?
Yes, here at the house.
Yeah,
a tree came down. I thought it was because we ain't paid a bill. No,
we paid.
I just remember it's because a tree came down.
Yeah,
and knocked the lights out, and E lit up this place with candles, and then we sat on the floor and played like dominoes and Monopoly.
We played Monopoly
and ate because I went ahead and I knew a storm. I was like, let me go ahead and cook something, we ate, we had some game time, we had candles lit, and we just like
That was
it's,
romantic.
it's
We did that because we
romantic.
had to.
It's so romantic.
But it was romantic to her, like that, what I'm saying, that felt very deeply intimate to her. And
Hmm.
you sometimes you have to just create it. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
especially when you get past the point of, we've all been through honeymoon phases. We know what that looks like, whatever. But sometimes you have to create those things. And I
Mhm.
think, just, I don't know about anybody else, but I think
Some
sometimes lesbianism seems like, or the queer community seems like a safe space, because it does look like very whimsical. It does look
Mhm.
very romanticized outside of the hardships that we face as queer people, right? But we have to create those spaces for ourselves, and you
Yeah.
did that.
and
Anytime that I get to like sit and like test, like not test her brain, but like we have brain play back and forth because we're also extremely competitive. So she's still upset that I beat her so bad at Monopoly.
whoa,
She still feels
I
away,
just
and
killed you at
she
Monopoly.
has been holding a grudge. She has been holding a grudge so hard.
Wow.
So like anytime we get to like, because we put our brains to the test in the streets all day every day, but like when we get to brain each other, it's really fun.
Yeah, we're
You know,
both a couple of nerds. Like
It's really fun.
we're not that cool.
I mean,
I think
I'm not
we're
gonna lie to you. If you told the 13-year-old version of me that I'd be sitting on live, interviewing a queer couple that owns a tequila brand, I'd be like, foolish, foolishness. Nah, that's not possible. So I think you guys are pretty cool, if you ask me. Personally,
I feel kind of cool.
All right.
I so all right. The last thing I'm gonna ask to wrap it up, just on a relationship level, because we love to lead with love. Um, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned about love through your business relationship?
What is the biggest lesson that we've learned about love through our business relationship?
Business. Whew.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
That was
Nobody talking to
serious.
you.
Seriously, like, come on.
Nobody talking to you.
Oh,
By the
Um,
way, if you have another request,
all right,
you don't
Siri.
need to say Siri.
be quiet. Nobody's talking to you.
I think that's good food for thought.
I would say I don't know if this is a lesson that we learn through business, but like honest communication is key to me. And that means like saying things that you don't want to hear. Like we've had to have difficult conversations like,
Yeah.
hey, where'd this money go? Hey, why did you do this? Hey, you know, like we've had to have those difficult conversations that and they came from business and affect our relationship. But once we had the communication and had those conversations, it was like, okay, that was tough
Right.
because we didn't like it. But being uncomfortable is how you grow,
Yeah.
and I think it's made us 10 times better, you know.
I think one thing that I'm still learning from the business relationship to the personal is like assuming good intent, like where E puts it as I'm never coming for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, ex, expecting good intentions, or was it? Did I say it right the first time?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, I feel like what you're, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's
Assume
like,
good intentions,
yeah,
right? And so,
assuming,
like,
yeah,
so when like say I'm doing something in business, I've made a decision or I've made some kind of creative thing to put out on social media, and I put it towards her like, hey, what do you think? She's looking at it in critical eyes. She's like, well, what's that? What's that? And I as an artist, I'm sensitive about my. I'm sensitive about my. I'm a, keep in mind, I'm an artist. I'm a sensitive. So I'm like, every time you look at something, you got something negative to say.
Mhm.
And then that sometimes translate at home if I'm cooking something and she doesn't like it. She's like, "Well, I didn't like this," and I'm like,
She takes everything personal. It's never.
"How dare
And I have to keep telling her, I'm never
I'm
coming
never
for you.
coming for you." So I want
I'm just honest.
she's
This
exceedingly honest, and so I want to. That is a thing that I'm still learning,
Mhm.
to assume good intention. She's never coming for me. She's never coming to attack my art. She is weird. Iron sharpens iron. She is trying to improve, and at least even if we disagree, I need to be able to explain myself. I need to be able to explain anyway. Why did I do this? I need to be intentional about. I did this because.
Yeah.
and then I also have to trust like that whatever her intentions are, like that she has good intentions for things. And that's how we learn that. We're learning that. And even at 15 years in, we still have to, learn that.
All
So
right. So, all right, to wrap it up, to put a pretty little bow on it, what is something that you guys would like to close out and say to everyone that might watch this, coming from an entrepreneurial standpoint or from an intimate standpoint, from a queer standpoint, from a black standpoint? What's something that you guys would like to say?
uh
You're good at this.
just as coming from a human standpoint,
Yeah.
just lead with love. Like, I think
Period.
more people need to do that. Like, it's especially in this day and time with this new administration, we need as much love as we can possibly get. So that would be what I would say. And as an entrepreneur, don't stop. Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Mhm. Asia, how about you?
I want to leave the notion and message of live your life freely.
Hmm.
Live your life freely. Be you and lean into every avenue of you that you are, and benefit from it, use it as a privilege, and love those parts of you. Make sure and that leaks into the business side of it, because if you love those parts of all of the intersections that you are, then you want to do right by that community, or by the Black, woman,
Whatever it is.
LGBTQ community, whatever, the fitness community, whatever community you feel connected to, if you identify and truly love yourself and live truly in those, then you'll also then do that, and I'll translate into the business in the community, and you'll be able to thrive in both senses.
Well,
I love it.
cheers to living freely.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you
Cheers.
guys for this. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for coming
Thank you.
through. Thank you for wanting to join Gay Magazine as a partner, as a sponsor. We're so appreciative to have such a beautifully curated brand that is for us, by us.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? So cheers to that, and thank you, and happy Valentine's Day.
thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Ah.